Zoom and boom, every creature. Well, tonight is the night. This is it. After 9 seasons, over 200 episodes, countless memories and moments, this is it. This is the series finale night of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Yep, 30 minutes, Joshua. Yep, I know. It has been a day. I mean, like, when the announcement was made, like, we as the fandom, like, we didn't know, like, originally it was coming, but supposedly the show, the staff knew for a very long time that it was coming. So yeah, it kind of hit us hard. So we knew this day was eventually going to come as the episodes got closer and closer. And for me, it really hit me, like I had mentioned in previous reactions, it really hit me around probably once we got into the 20s. It really started to hit me that, oh, yes, the end of this gen is very near. And it has definitely hit me tonight as the time has gotten closer. I've already cried twice reading reactions on Twitter, and that count will probably continue to rise as the night goes on. But you know what? It's okay. You know, it's, as I've read all over Twitter, you know, it's, you know, we're going to have laughs, we're going to have moments, we're glad it's, you know, we're going to have all of those things, but it's good. It's okay to cry. You know, it's okay to be emotional. You know, this is just the end of this chapter. It's, as I've seen all across, you know, it's the end of this part. It's not the end. It's a end, not the end. There's still another movie to come. There is the next Gen 5 to come. So there's still a lot to look forward to. Granted, that's still a few years away, but it needs to go out with a bang. And I'm really hoping that they do that here tonight, and then it gets the send-off it deserves. 5 Pacific, yeah, I'm glad too, Joshua. I'm glad that you're with us too, and I know you've been along for, gosh, the vast majority since I started doing the reactions. So yeah, I'm glad that you're here as well. So I got the tissues on. I got the tissues on standby. I got, of course, signed up. Thank you, MLP FIM, of course, for all the memories. I've got a whole slew of stuff that I've had laid up on the table for my collecting years. Oh, you listen to my parodies? Yes, thank you. Yeah, I gotta tell a story about that, because and I tweeted about this too, but for the longest time, like, I was trying so hard to find like a suitable outlet to post my parodies, and for a time I first tried Pony FM, which is like a huge database of fandom music, and that didn't work because their uploader wouldn't work for me, because every time I tried to upload it, it would get to a certain point and then it would freeze, it would stop. So that was unfortunate. I was in contact with people from Ponyverse, which is part of the Pony FM network. I was in contact with them, and they said, no, our test tracks upload fine on our end, and I knew it played back fine on my end, so I didn't know what the reason was. So I gave up on that. Then I thought, okay, why not SoundCloud? SoundCloud has usually some parodies on it. Well, apparently there's some leverage with that, because their terms of use say you can't post stuff that has adaptation. So failed in that regard. I reached out to one of my fellow parodists that I saw at a panel at Winnie City with called I Rhyme the Songs, and I went to his panel to inspire me writing parodies. And he said, well, why not try uploading to YouTube? And I said, haven't tried that yet, but we'll see what happens. And sure enough, all worked just fine. So thank you for the views on those. I thank you for that. You started crying during It's Not Goodbye. Yeah, that one. I mean, I had to, I mean, granted, most of those were dedicated to Student 6, but with it being the end of Gen 4, I had to write a parody to say, you know, hey, you know, yeah, this is just the end of this gen. We're still here. And that was and I kind of based that song off the chant Ever Free Northwest that they were chanting, we're still here. that was kind of like my, method going about writing that parody. Oh, and he started thinking of Goodbye May Seem Forever, Fox and the Hound. That's a good reference. That's a good analogy. I do remember that movie, and I do remember that song. And yeah, that I think it's kind of in a similar vein to that. But yeah, I felt like it had to be, kind of like a ballad, but again, like one that picks up as the song goes on. And I felt that All or Nothing by O-Town was a fitting one that worked for that. So, I mean, the process for me really when it comes to writing parodies, like I'll think of like a concept first, and then I'll kind of think in my head, okay, I'll listen to a song and I think, okay, can I parodize this somehow? And if I find a song that'll work, then I listen to it like over and over and over again. And then the more I listen to it, like the lyrics will come in my mind, and then I'll start writing the lyrics out, and then I'll keep playing the track and seeing the lyrics over and make sure it sounds all right. If I have to change anything, I change that accordingly. And then eventually, till I get the whole song. And then once I get the whole thing done, then I sing it through one more time, make sure it sounds good. And then after I get a set complete, which is usually about 9 songs for me is like a set. I did 9 for the Student 6, and then I'm working on the Wonderbolt set right now. And then once I get that, then I'll start the process of recording. And then eventually, once I get recorded, then I will start uploading. So now that I can actually upload them to YouTube. So yeah, it was a neat thing. It was a neat thing to do. It was, again, I always wanted to like do something like creative because, I feel like I have a creative side, and I wanted to do something, to be kind of more involved in the fandom. And I tried writing fan fiction at first, but like I mentioned before, time was a huge obstacle. And so I just shifted to something that wouldn't take as much time. It still takes time. It's still a process to do, the writing and the recording, but it's not as long a process. So, oh gosh. Of course, right now they're airing the Big Mac question episode from last week, which did get a lot of positive reviews from fellow reviewers and reactors. Again, I still think this is a good episode on the surface. But for me, the big thing was like the predictability of it, and kind of like the way that it was kind of like executed with Spike and Discord kind of screwing up. I think brought it down a little bit, not terribly, but just a little bit. Oh gosh. There's still a couple things like on my season 9 wish list. I'm hoping to see in this finale. I'm confident in maybe some of them. Okay. Let's see. I would say I'm probably not confident in maybe like 2, or no, maybe probably 2, likely 3. I still have hope for 1, but we'll see how that goes and turns out. You liked AJ's outfit at the end of the episode? That was neat. And I mentioned, I mentioned at the start of the episode where it was kind of like it reminded me of PPOV, Pony Point of View. Many other reactors said it was compared to Saddle Row Review, and I didn't think of that episode at the time because it was kind of the same concept where the story was told from different perspectives. So yeah, that's probably a better comparison than PPOV, and I didn't think of that at the time. But that when I watched other reactors comment on the episode, that's kind of what I agree with that. But yeah, that was really good. And it was cool that they were actually telling kind of their stories to AJ in the end, and then of course with the wedding scene. So that was really cool. It was such a nice throwback to of course, one of the best episodes of, the series in a way with Perfect Pair. It was just a nice throwback there at the end. Yeah, Joshua, that's a great point too. It was nice to see the ponies from Starlight's Village again. Yeah, that was neat too. I was kind of bummed that Starlight wasn't there herself, but my thought was that, and I know the reactor said this too, she might just have been too busy getting ready to take over the school and maybe working with Sunburst to get that ready and all of that. that might be why she actually wasn't there. So I can sort of understand that that thought that I'm sure some reactors had. But no, it was great to see. I think Double Diamond, who I believe Brian Drummond also voices. So we saw his characters a lot recently. Night Glider. So yeah, it was good to see them again for sure. Yeah, it definitely was, because we hadn't seen them in a long time. Yeah, it is a bummer, Joshua. They didn't get any lines. Yeah, that is a bummer. That yeah, you would have wished they would have at least had something. And Grandpere didn't get a line either, even though he was there in the episode. Burn Oak was there but didn't get a line. So yeah, the Pear family didn't get any lines, and they really didn't get anything. So yeah, it's unfortunate that they didn't get any lines in the episode. But I think really they wanted the focus to be on what the story and how it got to that point, to the wedding point. Although again, with Lyra and Bon Bon also proposing in the background, for me getting a bigger reaction out of that than Big Mac and Sugar Bell, it still stuns me. And I've watched other reactors do the same thing. It was a blink and you'll miss it moment. I think Blank Check or / Blank Slate said that it was like 41 frames, like 1.3 seconds. Like it was blink and you'll miss it. Like it was that quick on the screen. So if you weren't paying attention in the background, you wouldn't have, with all the chaos was going on, you wouldn't have seen Lyra and Bon Bon proposing. So yeah, it it was very, very interesting. Oh, you were on the verge of crying at the end, but you didn't because Discord ruined the moment with the apple. Yeah, he did. He really did. Yeah, that was just a. There have been some endings in episodes that have been like really ruined by just weird endings or cut off endings, it seems like, or what have you. The episode a couple episodes ago, Horseshoeing, when Trixie gets the counselor spot and just drops Phyllis the potted plant in the trash, and it's Phyllis no. That was a weird, wild ending. And yeah, but with Discord with the apples, that was no. Let them have their moment. Let them end it that way. And yeah, he completely ruined it. He's like, oh, just let me have this one. I'm like, no, you ruined it. Like that. No, I agree, Joshua. That could have been a sweet moment, and it got completely ruined. But it's Discord. What are we gonna expect at this point? It's from Discord. It's Discord. We've grown, like he said, we've grown to expect it with him. Now, I do want to mention from what I have. They've shown, of course, all week long. They've kind of shown the trailer, I guess, or the teaser, if you will, to what might happen in the finale. And we've seen. Yeah, that's a good point, Joshua, too. At least the Apple Monster wasn't really attacking anybody, because it did stay true to its goal. Its goal was to get the message across to Big Mac and to Sugar Bell. So yeah, it really wasn't attacking anyone per se. It was huge and was going through. So of course the pony's generally going to be scared of it. But yeah, it didn't have any ill will. So yeah, it was just trying to get the message across. So at least it did it in that regard, but it just unfortunately multiplied so much. But no, I wanted to say about the teaser, from the broad scene in it, there was some references to, Star Swirl was there, the pillars were there. So hoping that they have, an interaction in it again, which would be nice to see, because we hadn't seen them in a long time. It holds out hope that, maybe we'll see Stygian. He's been on my list all season long, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll see. So we'll see if that happens. So there were a couple things in there. Of course, we know that some way Yeah, Joshua, that's right. Star Sorrel was the only one, I believe, to appear of the pillars. Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah, granted, it was a very brief moment, but yes, he's the only one that we have seen. So I think certainly he's going to have a role in this somehow. And again, maybe the rest of the, and because we did see the pillars in the teaser, so hopefully we see the rest of them as well, that they're going to have, you know, a say or in the battle or what have you. Of course, we know that our Legion of Doom with T-Rex and Chrysalis and Cozy Glow is going to play a role. I think they showed one scene where they all combined together, like to have this big magic shot at Twilight, and Twilight was able either like to deflect it or do something to it. So we'll see how that comes into play. It would feel weird. Yeah, it would really feel weird, Joshua, if they weren't a part of it somehow. Exactly. Considering what all they had done for Equestria during their time and then the time that they've been brought back. Yeah, and then they had to acclimate themselves into the world. Yeah, it would certainly be very odd if they weren't involved in it somehow, because I think clearly, Twilight and the main six are going to need all the help they can get to handle our group of three plus Grogar, unless our Legion of Doom does go through with their plan and tries to turn his back on him. Although I still just had this feeling in my mind, like I've had this feeling all season, that like is Grogar really as naive as he comes across? Like because you would think with that orb thing that he's like see all, be all kind of thing. I just feel like, for as hyped up a villain as the season has made him to be, is he really that naive? Like I don't fully buy that. Like I don't think he would be that dense to not know that the three of them were eventually going to, turn their backs on him. I would hope that's not the case, but who knows? That I'm sure that question will certainly be answered in the finale. So, but I just have this feeling, and like I said, I mentioned my other possible predictions. Like if there's a connection somehow between Star Swirl and Grogar somehow, we still don't know why Grogar is so bent on taking out Twilight and the main six. We never found out the reason why. So that's been the big question ever since the premiere. So that's a great point, Joshua. Yeah, even if they do go through with that plan, if Grogar gets his bewitching bell, yeah, look out, because then clearly he's going to have probably all he needs. Because do remember in the episode, where they went in the Summer Sun Setback, Grogar mentioned that since they didn't get the bell as he thinks, or he's just too naive to realize it, he then needed another source of power. So then he went off on that and supposedly came back and got what he needed, even though now they know how to use the bell. So clearly there's got to be at least some dynamic that's going to happen between Grogar and the Legion of Doom in this case, our trio of Doom, if you will. There's going to be something happening there as well that's going to play a part in all of this. I also have this thought that Gusty the Great is gonna have a role in this. I assume it's a she. She has to, because again, she was mentioned, in one of the earlier episodes, again with the bewitching bell, and I don't feel like that's coincidence. Like I feel like there, I think personally, I think she's like the like Harmony's spirit. Like I think she's actually like the one that made the map sentient, the spirit of the Tree of Harmony, or now / Treehouse of Harmony. I think that's Gusty. But again, I could be thinking too deeply into that. But I feel like it can't be just a one-off mention. I think that she's got to have a role in it somehow. So again, we'll see if my premonition is correct. It would certainly blow my mind if it did, but we will see. Oh, that's true, and that's another good point, Joshua. Because since they're planning on backstabbing him, T-Rex could drain Grogar's magic if he was able to. That's very true. He certainly could be capable of doing that. Well, and we have seen Grogar without the bell, because do remember that when he pinned all three of them to the wall, he then made the comment and said, okay, this is just a little bit of my power, my magic without the bell. So then my thought was, well, then imagine what happens when he gets it. So that was just a little dose. So if he could do that with just a little dose, so again, that's clearly the hype they're building upon Grogar here. So that if that's just a little taste, I can only imagine what he is if he gets the bell in his possession. So it worries me a little bit. And he certainly could drain discords. Absolutely he could. That's a great point. So we will definitely see here in 9 minutes from now. Oh. Actually, now 9 minutes from now, pretty much. Yeah, I know. It's already been 20 minutes. Time is flying, Joshua. I know. This time is it is flying. And it's probably going to fly during the episode too, and I probably just won't be aware of it. You know, when you're in the moment. Yeah, Apple Dash couldn't make it. He did have to work tonight, unfortunately. I think he's working till like 9:15, I want to say. So yeah, he'll miss the vast majority of it, but he is planning to watch it back with me after it all concludes, because I am recording it to the DVR, of course. So I don't want him to miss it. And I'm also recording, I think they're also airing like the behind the scenes Decade of Pony, like around 11. So I'm recording that as well. So, so unfortunately you couldn't make it tonight, at least not for the live stream, but we will watch it later. So in my eyes tonight, as emotional as it's going to be, as emotional as I have been, tonight is also a celebration. Like I want to celebrate. I want to, again, and I always say this, and it just blows my mind. Like if future me went back 7 years ago and told past me, hey, you're going to become part of the Brony fandom, and you're going to be a diehard fan, and you're going to do all this, that, and the other. My 2012 self looked at me and said, you crazy. Like I seriously, I never, in my wildest dreams, in fantasies, and whatever you want, I never would have imagined that here I am on finale night for MLP FIM doing this. Like I never, I think a lot of people can share that same sentiment, that they would be crazy if they told themselves that, because I never would have imagined. And as I will, and after the finale actually airs and is done, of course, once I take time to collect the thoughts from it and process and everything, I am going to do something special at the end. I don't want to spoil that, obviously, but I do have something to read at the end of it, at the end of the stream. So I will do that as well. So we're not going to spoil that, because I'm just saving that. You've seen reactors start cringing when the theme song of the first episode starts, and now they're watching the finale. Isn't that amazing? that is truly amazing. That is truly incredible. That's a complete. I did the panel on the changing character perspectives with characters changing, doing a 180 though of yourself. That is just, you think, oh gosh, I could never get into this. I could never like this. And yet now here we are 9 years later, or whenever you joined the fandom or joined the herd, as the saying goes, in the fandom. And for me, it was 2012, and I'll never forget it. I was just bored one day. Came home from work or something. I was just bored. Was just shuffling through the TV. Nothing was on, and I just scanned through the channels and you only came on last year. Wow. So you're a fairly recent one. So I was I was flipping to the TV guide, saw it on Discovery Family, like My Little Pony. Wait, there's another one, because I vaguely remembered. Now, granted, I wasn't even really alive when the originals came around, like in like Gen 1 through 3. Like I wasn't even born yet. Okay, you came on season 8, episode 6. Oh, cool. Yeah, so you're really recent, Joshua. Yeah. So for me, well, I remember the original, but is this different? Is this a different series? And I turned it on, and it was the first episode of season 3. It was the Crystal Empire, where the changelings were invading, and Cadence in shining armor there, and the This Day aria by Chrysalis, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And so one episode became more and more of season 3, and I started binge watching the other 2 seasons, and I got hooked on, was it the season 2 finale? Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, so that what you're right, Joshua. That was season 2 finale. You're right, my bad. I thought it was about the same time, but yeah, you're right. Yep, season 2 finale. But yeah, that's when I came on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was hooked. Season 3 was Crystal Empire. That's true. That's right. You're right. So yeah, I watched that, and I was hooked, and I started watching back, and that led me to liking Spike and Rainbow Dash, which led to my Pony Sona name, which led to as time went on with Bubber's episodes, liking other characters, and yeah, one thing led to another, from the show, which led to me going to conventions, which led to me, dabbling in fan fiction for a while, which led to me hosting a panel, which led to me writing parodies, which led to me meeting so many voice actors and actresses. I mean, you name it. Like I cannot believe what this show has done for me in 7 years. Like it's a total mind blower. It really is. Oh, 3 minutes away. Better start turning this up.
From everything you told me about your parents, they had to deal with things a lot tougher than some burnt desserts and an apple monster.
We'll see how many times I need these tonight.
This apple tree and pear tree are stronger.
Like I said, I've already cried twice before. Okay, Surf Ender Turf. Oh yes, that was one of my favorite episodes of season 8. Yes. Yeah, you know what was happening. You didn't know the map was there. Yeah, Twilight was a princess. Yep. So yeah, you really couldn't have known. Or the CMC their kitty marks. Yeah, you were kind of lost. You really couldn't have known unless you then did more research after the fact. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes with the hippogriffs, and I like Terramar as a character. Yeah. And it was good to see Terramar again too this season too. It was good to see him too. The episode with Silverstream.
We've all made up, and we're here for a do-over. And this time, thanks to me, we've done it right. So why don't we do,
Oh, that's your favorite CMC song? There's a lot of good CMC songs. Although Being Big Is All It Takes is a really good one too, from the recent episode as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good CMC episodes. Of course, Bab's Seed is a classic. I hear that one on Pony Radio all the time.
Discover something truly special. And planning grand gestures go along, it reminds you the most romantic things are usually the simplest.
which is what I knew all along. You're welcome.
Of course, Discord. Alright, DVR is now recording, so Apple Dash won't miss it. And of course the CMC theme song. Of course. Can't forget that, Joshua, for sure.
But I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
It's cool how Mayor's voice is always pretty much close to Kathy Westlock's natural voice. Like, 'cause I met Kathy a couple years ago at Windy City, and it's pretty close how they're similar. She's really got to alter her voice though to get the Spike voice down. You ruined it, Disky. You ruined it with those apples. Yeah, Joshua. Kathy voices Mayor. Yeah, Spike is not the only character she voices. Yeah, she does Mayor, and I think one other one. But yeah, she does voice Mayor. Yep. All right, buckle up and strap in. Here we go. Let's do this. Well, hello, Canterlot.
Hey there, my unicorn.
Oh no, it's Chrissy Bug Pony already. Of course.
Ponies.
What?
No, their crops have been underperforming, but
That's not it. They're hoarding the fruit for themselves.
Oh, here we go. Remember that line when they said they were going to try to make the Earth ponies, unicorns, and Pegasi all fight with each other? Here we go. Here it is. Hi, Mrs. Cake. Oh, Chrysalis, you cunning evil one, you.
Chrysalis, another success.
Yep.
Spreading distrust among the unicorns and earth ponies is almost too easy.
Hey.
Friends 100 times, but as long as they have the love of Equestria behind them, they crawl back to defeat us. Not anymore.
No friendship, no connection. It's so obvious when you think about it. I did my
Too obvious almost.
And Grogar's long absence is giving me time to prepare the next part of our plan.
Grogar's long absence. Oh, there's the bell.
This artifact can steal any creature's magic. It holds
Oh, snap.
it is released by this spell.
The bell can steal any creature's magic. Oh, snap.
Let's try the spell before Grogar gets back. I'm sick of waiting.
Not a bad idea.
Master plan.
Yes, like T-Rex can, yes.
So we can all be part of the spell. Unless you prefer I take all the magic myself.
No, don't do that.
What we do together. Once we defeat the protectors of Equestria, we can claim this land and rule our kingdoms alone once more.
Oh, here they go. Whoa. Oh, my. Oh, I don't like the look of that. Oh. Yikes. Yeah. Clearly that bell is making those three a force. Because those shadows were massive. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, no commercials. Right into it. Sweet. Oh, hi, Grogar. Welcome back. Oh, there's the artifact he was looking for. And they're gone.
Way ahead of you, Grogar.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Yep. Cozy's an alicorn. Oh, my goodness.
Why didn't you tell me?
You're that stupid! Because apparently you're that stupid. Oh, they're stealing his magic. They're stealing his magic. Oh, or did they make him bigger? Oh, my. They turned him into Discord?
That was unexpected.
That was unexpected. They just turned Grogar into Discord.
was Grogar like the whole time. Should we follow him?
Without magic, he's
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Yes, they do. Meanwhile, back in Canterlot.
regal up there. Our little Twilight, all grown up.
Apparently, Joshua, I'm confused, but okay.
After the coronation, Twilight doesn't need anything else to worry about today. So,
Twilight getting ready for the coronation.
Oh, I know. It's not every day the princesses that have ruled Equestria for hundreds of moons retire and pass all their responsibilities on to you and your friends.
Oh, that.
Right?
Actually, I'm feeling pretty. We've all faced so much and come out okay. I know we're up to the challenge.
Yes, you have.
Stay safe and happy. There's nothing we can't handle together. Which reminds me.
Oh.
Royal pleasure? What's that?
Aww.
Created for you. You've been at my side for every
Spike gets to be the
second.
royal advisor. Aww, how awesome.
I wouldn't be here without you.
Aww.
Thanks, Twilight. You know I'll always be your right
Aww.
I was hoping you'd say that because now that my crown's been fitted, we have some royal errands to run.
Hey, royal errands.
Are you sure this is where Pinky told us to get
It's kind of like the calm before the storm in Canterlot. It's quiet now, but I'm sure there'll be more to come.
This is all we got. But I got a special on these cheaters.
Ew! Gross. Ugh.
Oh, Twilight, darling, just in time. Only one more pre-coronation stop. We're picking up the final touch of your upright hors d'oeuvre gown. Is that
Ooh.
or after the royal marshmallow eating contest gown?
The royal marshmallow eating contest gown? Okay.
These sorts of things.
Marshmallow eating contest. I might not be mad at that. I like
I
marshmallows.
was just joking.
Joking? Day of the coronation? You've come a long way, Twilight.
Nice blush. Yeah, you can't joke the day of the coronation.
Well, that's odd. They look perfect.
What do you want?
Well, this being in the French shop, I thought I'd pass up.
Put the mints in the middle for it.
What was that about? You have designed this. Don't let me interrupt you.
Clearly, the distrust is becoming a. That's why this is so quiet.
Ready for the coronation in sunny skies. It was weird.
Hi, Dash.
They decided wanted to help me clear the clouds. They were kind of on edge.
Yep. This distrust is permeated throughout Canterlot. Yep. Hey, yeah, you gotta admit, Chrissy's really smooth. She's a smooth talker.
Because they're worried about you. How could they be? How many times have you saved their flags by now? You're right. I'll just have to let every pony know that even with Celestia and Luda gone, we'll make sure things stay the same.
That away, Twy.
Twilight! Very good.
Hi, AJ.
You mind telling your friend here that I don't need an official guard wherever I go? Especially
Yeah, that might come in handy, AJ.
I appreciate you taking such good care of my friends, but we're fine now.
There you go.
It's the strangest thing. He kept calling me Earth Pony, like I didn't have a name. And watching me like he thought I'd steal the silver.
Hi, Pinky. Nice entrance.
Like you were in a sugar war.
For some reason, the bakers are super grouchy because that poor Jeff started throwing dessert into the cake. I tried to help, but I got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, clearly every pony is distrusting each other.
You sure this is just pre-coronation nerves?
No, it's not.
Tarsals. You know, you forget how convenient snack travel is.
Wait, did you just walk here on foot?
Yes.
That's very unlike you.
Confession to make. You see, I might have made you tease. All very well intentioned and no my part, of course.
Get to the point, Discord.
You remember that whole thing with King Sombra? That was slightly my fault and my slightly uneven. I brought him back.
You did? But why?
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time, which is why I also brought back 3 other villains who are now on the loose and not really big fans of yours. So, my bad.
Wow. 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 Really?
So Dad want puffs plus lotion.
Wow.
His nose. No puffs at
Joshua, apparently Discord is more powerful than we maybe ever could have
Even
imagined.
after
after you clean.
Yeah, I don't know if I can trust him either.
Febreze fabric eliminates
Wow.
and try Febreze Unstoppables with twice the fresh
Wow.
scent. Tackle tough odors with irresistible
What?
freshness.
This is Dave, his dog Cooper, and we sell the most comfortable.
I'm stunned. I'm genuinely stunned. Like I don't know what to make of that.
So for every pair we sell, we donate a pair. So donate a lot.
Yeah, yeah, Joshua. It's hard to wrap my head around. Like I have a like because I don't think the actual Discord would say that or do that. It doesn't seem like him. It really doesn't.
Show them you're ready to be your own boss. That's the beauty of your smile.
It just is weird that we see the bell then turn Grogar into Discord, which that was confusing in and of itself. And then it's like then Discord shows up out of the blue, which again I don't know if it's Grogar or not. And now is telling Twilight about the whole King Sombra thing and the fact that he brought the three together. Oh, this is... I don't know what to make of this. This is... Yeah, this is really... Exactly. Because yeah, he gave the key he gave to Twilight in season 4. Yeah, you would think that he changed for good. So how do you explain that? And the fact that he was so like inspiring to them with that fabricated speech, unless it was just to throw them off. I don't know. How do you explain the speech? I don't know. And the funny thing is he's standing there in the trailer with all of Celestia and Luna and all the rest of the main six. How do you explain that? That's a little frustrating. That's just a little frustrating. That's true. That's true, Joshua. He did kind of have an idea of what was going on with, yeah, that is true. That is true. That's a good point. Coming back to Summer Sunset back, that is a good point. Oh, man. Well, we're off to a very interesting start. I will say that much. We are off to a very, very interesting start.
You'll love your monthly science subscription for more passwords. Each month, you'll receive a new and unique package that's loaded with hands-on.
Chrysalis continues to be as crafty as ever, forming distrust among the different races, just like the three of them plan to do. And now they've got the bell. They know how to use it. They've used it to make them stronger. And now you've got this maybe Discord, maybe not, running around and telling the main six. Yeah, Joshua. How could there be good intentions behind this? Like, seriously. I know, yeah, he makes mistakes with good intentions, like, for example, the last episode. But yeah, how could there be with this one? This is an odd one. This is an odd one. All right.
You brought that Chrysalis, Cozy Clone, and T-Rex to attack her?
Don't forget Sombra.
To boost her confidence, really.
You pretended to be Grogar? Discord.
He pretended to be Grogar. Wow.
Look what a great job you did defeating Sombra. All the confidence you gave.
Wow, really? That's pretty low.
Except it was a lie.
A well-intentioned lie.
That's pretty low. That's low even for you, Discord.
You haven't picked up too much in the way of friendship lessons, huh?
No.
You've been setting up challenges for us the whole time, haven't you? None of our successes were actually real.
Of course they were. You just
How?
had an extremely good-looking safety net.
And how was that supposed to help again?
I intended to prepare Twilight for anything by orchestrating an epic attack at her coronation.
You crazy beast! Don't you know how much this day means to Twilight? And me! I made her dress!
That's terrible.
With a horrible plan!
You don't take a final exam on your first day of class. Just think.
That's a terrible comparison too, Discord.
Twilight wouldn't have to.
Yeah, Fluttershy looks hurt, and I don't blame her.
No, she is.
You have made a grave misjudgment, Discord.
Thank you,
Do you have
Celestia.
anything else you would like to tell us?
Would you like the good news or the bad news?
Now you want the bad news?
All my chaos magic is gone. Trapped in Grogar's bell.
Of course it
Good
is.
news.
Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy Glow now have all of the real Grogar's magic.
In what world is that good news?
That is not.
Compared to me losing my powers, anything else is good news.
Oh, jeez.
Twilight, look, we need to make a plan. Maybe it's not too late to stop this disaster from happening.
I need some time to think first.
Well, there isn't any time. What could I overheard them saying? Oh,
That's right. You have no magic, Discord.
Imagination. Let the fool go. Without magic, he's no threat. Besides, we have the lab. The Vegas 6 is so busy being perfect. They haven't even noticed what we've been up to. Have I mentioned how great revenge is? Oh, I hope you got a name picked out for your future kingdom, because it's time to destroy Equestria. They're probably on their way to attack Canterlot right now.
Nah, really?
How? Stopping Silver by himself was hard enough, and that was with Lord of Chaos training wheels.
Twilight, it doesn't matter if Discord set up your successes or not. We believe in you, and always have.
Lean on your strengths and counter your weaknesses.
That's good advice. That's good advice.
Right, Spike. Send a letter to Star Swirl. Tell him we need the pillars to guard the world's town.
Yes!
The villains are coming.
Star Swirl on the pillars. Yes!
Crystal's on the loose. She'll go after Starlight. Warn Cadence and Shining Armor. There are fire.
Everyone needs to be on guard. Yes.
The ultimate battle for the fate of Equestria is coming.
Dun da da da!
We're not going anywhere until you two stop arguing. Chrysalis, say something nice about T-Rex.
Oh, are we still doing this?
Red.
She's not as annoying as I expected.
Now we were talking about Rogar's bell.
We should take the magic inside. You know how
Yeah, hasn't changed. Yeah, clearly.
chaos magic in our veins.
We're taking it all.
Oh, Chrysalis's eyes are just straight up spooky.
I guess if you need a guinea pig to find out if any pony can use chaos magic, I'll volunteer.
Of course you will, Cozy Glow. Because you're so power hungry. Oh my word. It's just cute stuff. Wow, Cozy, you can only do cute. Well, that went well.
I still think chaos magic is a good idea.
No.
Leave it in the bell. We've got a kingdom to go.
So, where should we strike first?
I think that was boneless, Joshua. I think it was.
We faced enemies of Equestria before, and we've always succeeded.
Here's the speech.
It wouldn't be possible without all of you.
You're welcome.
Dude, read the room.
Alex, I can't show the screen because of copyright. I can't show the screen. I'm only doing reaction and commentary. Sorry, I can't show the screen.
And I can't do this alone, but I'm not afraid. Because with friendship as our armor and teamwork as our power, nobody can ever bring us down.
Whoa.
Where'd you get that? A daily affirmations calendar?
Ooh, ouch, Cozy.
You're about to wipe the floor with you.
Oh my, here we go.
Wow, it's true. And of course, they do have more.
Spread out and stay ready, friends. Canterlot depends on us.
There's Star Swirl on the pillars. There we go. Stand in guard. Uh-oh. There's trouble in the form of T-Rex. Yeah, like that's going to do anything, Star Swirl. Yikes. And there he goes, taking all their magic. In typical T-Rex fashion.
Magic seasoned with age. Delicious.
Oy. Wow. Now poor Rockhook's back to the little pony he once was. No pun intended.
So now you want to warn the princess.
Too late. That was easy. Yeah, I never thought we'd see Rockhoof like that again either, Joshua, but that just happened. Hey, Student 6. There we go.
Stay with your buddy. No running.
Everybody going into the basement of the school.
Starbright. Where's the pony I want to fight?
Oh, of course, Crystal's going to go after Starlight.
No pony does a great and powerful escape like Trixie.
Aww. Thanks, Trix. Even those find you annoying sometimes.
Just the head mare I want to see.
You didn't make an appointment.
Get her, Glimmy.
Is this place
Somewhere you can't hurt anyone.
wrong? I can hurt you.
It was Joshua.
Oh yeah, real motivated.
Oh, nice, Glims. Whoa. Wow. Oh, heck no. You bastard.
Stand down, Cozy Glow.
Gee, I guess I could, but I'm having too much fun.
Of course she is. Nice defense, Twy.
Wait, what are you?
Oh my. Finding their power. Oh, of course the bell's gonna suck all that up. Oh no.
That's the problem with you magic types. You're so reliant on all your special power, you forget to use your brain. Keep telling yourself that. Now!
There you go. Oh, nice try though, Spike. Ah. You can't suck confetti and geese into a bell. No, you can't, Joshua. Whoa! What the? Oh, there's Chrysalis and T-Rex.
You think your pathetic shield can stop us? Nah, the pillars have been defeated. Your school is abandoned. Face the twilight. You've lost.
You can attack us, and we may fall. But Equestria will still stand, united in friendship, and we won't stop until we defeat you.
That's
No
right.
matter how many ponies you take down.
Yeah, laugh now.
Didn't you all notice something was wrong in Equestria? We've been busy.
A whisper here, a rumor there.
Destroy some crops, cause some damage.
Turn pony against pony.
until your whole kingdom is on edge, waiting for just one tiny thing to push them over the brink.
There's no backup friends or rainbow magic to save you now.
I think it's time for something decorating.
Oh my goodness.
You know what's stronger than friendship, Twilight?
You have to protect yourself. You don't have time for anybody else.
Too bad you're not back in school.
Whoa! What? Rarity? Wow. Oh my.
No, I can't leave you here. It's another chance. Something to save the day. What will you do?
Oh man. Wow. Wow.
This is Pete Nelson, the Treehouse Master.
Wow.
Follow his team as they design.
Twilight has to leave in that moment. Just wow.
and turn
That's
it
probably the
into
hardest
great
thing that Twilight's ever had to do. Oh man.
Trees are strictly for the birds.
I love these trees.
Wow.
Treehouse Masters, Monday starting at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I think you're right, Joshua. I think you are. She did. She just came up with that rock in that moment and just boom, just blocked it right there. Wow.
And it's up to these celebrity chefs. I'm sure these make it raw and burnt off same time.
Wow, 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 wow.
What's that snot?
Wow.
It's a cuisine masters.
It like I don't know if it's like it like surprises me that like the three of them were able to pull that off so easily, like the way they did it. I mean, I know we've seen like building up to this over the course of the season how well the three of them did work together to pull this off, but they again made that almost look, you know, for just the way they got into the Canterlot, pretty easy. Granted, I'm still upset with Chrysalis for capturing Starlight, but yeah, they were well thought out. They really were well thought out. Yeah, Joshua, we have not seen the Wendigos yet. That's right, because the races have, they're fighting amongst each other. We haven't seen them yet. That's very true. That's a good point. Yeah, we haven't seen them yet. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's not at a level bad enough to where they come. I don't know how that works, but yeah, that's an interesting point. But oh boy, this is getting really intense. It still makes you wonder though what Discord was thinking. You know? It just makes you wonder again if it is the real Discord. You know, if it is, you know, it just makes you wonder what he was thinking. And it only took him 3 ponies to send him away. That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, so that's true. That's true. But man, they are the 3 of them now are the most powerful we've ever seen them, and clearly, you know, being together the way they are, they made it look, you know, T-Rex took down the pillars with ease. Granted, there's a little bit of a battle between Crystal and Starlight, which Joshua said was an inevitable fight. We knew that was going to happen at some point because Starlight offered, you know, Chrysalis the opportunity to reform, and she refused. So that was inevitable, but then Chrysalis took her, and Cozy Glow infiltrating the way that she did, and eventually fending off all the attacks, mostly. You can tell she's clearly the quote unquote weakest of the trio. Yeah, and Joshua, yeah, and Stygian's out there somewhere, and he's on my list, my wish list. And I wish we had seen him. So far, we haven't. So I don't know. I'm holding out hope, but I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Joshua. I wonder if he can do something as well. But oh boy, this is it makes you wonder like where Twilight's going to go. Yeah, and we didn't see Sunburst at the school either. That's very true. Oh boy.
Patience, Cozy. Destruction is so permanent. We need to show the rest of Equestria that we've broken their heroes first. Besides, we should have fun with our guests.
Oh boy. Chrissy's got them all closed up. Although not really cocooned, but just behind a bunch of goo.
Is that big, strong Minotaur that scared of one little pony? Relax. It's not like our friends are going anywhere.
No, they're not.
The fools brought the remains of my throne together to protect themselves. Those shards block their magic. Careful, too close and the shards cancel even our powers. This side of the cavern, we are the most powerful beings in Equestria. Thanks to Grogar's bell. Isn't that right? Grogar.
What are you doing? You saw what happened when you tried to take this book's chaos magic.
Yeah, but there's Alicorn Princess magic in there now too. I could be so much more powerful if I just
What do you mean you could be?
hello.
Clearly, there's still discord among these three, pun intended. Very bad.
She's probably already figured out some way to defeat those monsters.
Any idea how we get out of here to do that?
Right?
Too sticky.
Very, very sticky.
Could get through this.
I'm so sorry. It made so much sense in my head. Twilight defeats her worst enemies and is filled with confidence. I truly did have the best intentions. I swear I'll make it up to you.
That's gonna need to be a pretty epic makeup.
No kidding.
None of us can use the Alicorn's magic until we figure
Oh, now their three are fighting amongst themselves about the bell.
I could always tell you. It would give you power over all reality, but you'd have to ask nicely and spare my friends.
No, Discord! This isn't the way to help!
Seriously?
Discord, could you please?
Friends are more my speed. Scream!
He's lying. He won't tell us. I certainly won't tell you after the way you lied to me last time we teamed up. You muscle-bound cretin. This
Ooh.
will destroy you before you blink, so choose your words carefully. You're right. Cretin is too polite. How
Cretin is too polite. Oh, jeez.
Use magic to compensate for the fact that D-Ray, he'll never be enough to please dear old dad. King, all right.
Yikes. Whoa, whoa. Watch where you shoot your magic, T-Rex.
Did he know?
Glimmy! Yes! Nice. Miss her. But please don't kiss her.
No way. Always needed you guys.
Nice shot, Glims. Oh! There you go, Celestian Luna.
We may not have our magic, but we are completely helpless. We'll hold them off as long as we can.
That way, teamwork. In action.
Pretty epic makeup.
Just save Equestria and keep Fluttershy safe.
Why you out in the open?
No, that apparently, Joshua, they didn't drain it. No, apparently, I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't.
That's where I was headed when I saw you.
What about the Earth ponies and Vegas now?
Every pony for themselves.
That ain't right.
Well, you can all stand out here and debate. I'm going where I'm safe.
This looks who's telling the truth. They really have turned ponies against each other.
Duh, that's what she did.
That's all. We just need to get to Ponyville and find Twilight Frost. She'll know how to set things right.
Hopefully.
Please, stay calm. I know it seems bad, but there's no need to panic. Give us one good reason not to!
Oh boy. Ponyville's a chaos scene.
All heroes of Equestria are here to save us. Where'd all these ponies come from?
First ponies been pouring in looking for somewhere safe.
We don't have unicorn magic to protect us. We're sitting in the sky to hide it like those cowardly Pegasi.
Cowardly?
Oh, you don't want to say that to Rainbow.
The bloody clouds did. So they didn't want to ground and focus on their business. Listen up, buddy. Don't.
No.
The others want.
Right. They don't want, yeah, they want fighting. They want discord. Even though there's discord among themselves. Clearly, the theme of this whole finale is discord. Discord is responsible for the whole thing. There's discord amongst the trio. There's discord amongst the races.
She's upstairs. It's not good.
Oh boy.
You're here?
I'm
Aww.
sorry. Where are the princesses?
They put up a crazy fight for me to escape the money. Mission accomplished. Now I'm safe.
I made a terrible mistake. You did. From the second I got away, I've been searching every book, scroll, and spell for a way to rescue you and stop Chrysalis, T-Rex, and Cozy, but I haven't found anything. I failed.
Oh, Twilight, you didn't
Here
fail.
without you. You all escaped without my help. You didn't need me then, so why would anyone?
Twilight, don't think this.
We've been in tough spots before, and we all go around. Nothing we've ever done has mattered. Sombra, return and destroy the tree farm. Chrysalis, T-Rex, Cozy Glow, return and more powerful than ever. School of Friendship, shut down. Every pony in Equestria is so blinded by fear they can't remember what friendship is. Nothing we do makes any difference.
That is so wrong on so many levels.
And it's not like things could get any worse.
Don't say that! And there are the Wendigos right on cue. Joshua, you called it. You never say... How many times have we said this season, never say, it can't get any worse, because what happens? Then it gets worse. Yeah, Joshua, Flurry Heart does look like she's grown. She actually really hasn't. But then, yeah, nobody grows in this show. I agree with that point. I mean, yeah, that pretty much is it. Wow. Yeah, Joshua, you called it. They're the Wendigos right on cue. And when Dash says, "Oh, it can't get any worse," well, there you go. There you go. Oh. Wow. Okay. Now I'm starting to kind of understand why, when the finale got leaked, I can now sort of see to understand people are not satisfied with it, or at least some. I mean, it still doesn't excuse the death threats. Let's just get cleared out of the way. It doesn't excuse the fact they sent death threats to Jim Miller. I'm not going to condone or excuse that in any way, shape, or form. But I can sort of now understand where the frustration is coming from here, because holy cow, and again, kind of going back to what I thought about with characters acting out of character in some of the episodes later in the season, I would have never heard Twilight to be that negative. Clearly, to think that, that to actually have her say that all of that doesn't even matter. The fact that they escaped without, her without her there. Like when she left to go come up with an idea and they still managed to escape. That's like, that doesn't mean that you're not still important, that you're not still valued, that she has the wrong line of thinking. Like I would have never thought Twilight to be that negative. Lewis, this, I don't know if this is 25 like yet, because it's kind of like a mishmash of 24, 25, and 26 altogether, I think, because it's just one block from, you know, when it started at 8 to 9:30. So it's just, I think it's all three just kind of back to back to back all together, I think, is what I could gather. But because they really haven't had like a transition period in between the two. Yeah. Well, and it should be 25, but really there wasn't a transition. There wasn't a screen that said part 2. So I don't know why there wasn't, but you know, that I don't know. Yeah, Joshua, it is hard to process. Why would Discord do something that I get that he's the Lord of Chaos. I get it. And yeah, again, like you mentioned with the good intentions, his intentions might have been good in the fact that he wanted to give Twilight a challenge before she ascended to the throne, but not like this, like not bringing back some of the worst villains. Yeah, yes, it does. It goes beyond chaos because you're bringing back villains that, yes, Twilight and her friends had previously defeated, but by the same token, you know, or at least making them stronger, wanting them to team up, etc. Yeah, exactly. How does it explain that? How with Sombra resurrecting again? How did that happen? Like that? Yeah, that doesn't explain that at all. Like how Discord was able to do that. So yeah, I'm as confused on that one as well too. Like the whole thing with Discord being involved and doing this is so hard to process. It is extremely hard to process. It's the hardest thing in this to process. Yeah, that's what he did, Lewis, with Sombra. Like it still blew my mind, even, you know, months after that aired. It's like, how was that able to happen? It didn't make any sense at the time, and it still even makes less sense now because I don't know. It's a total mind blower.
With Discovery Family.
Oh man. Yeah. It is not a story. It's clearly not a story now since they're actually there.
Let the Pegasus deal with this. There's nothing we can do except hide.
Well, hi, Sandbar's parents. Haven't seen you hardly all season.
We can't control it. We can't rely on the beauty unicorns for any help. Build up the cloud bank. We'll try to block it. What about every pony down below? They're on their own. We all are.
Not the way to go about it. Well, hi, Chancellor Maysay.
We need to ourselves. It's all we can do.
A brief cameo. Yeah, exactly. Nothing in the show is just a story. Exactly. There's a meaning to it.
No matter what you do, there's never going to be a time when everything's perfect. But that don't mean you quit trying.
That's
That
true.
might make things worse. Ever since Celestia told me I was taking over, I've been gaining confidence. Then I find out it's all a lie. Equestria's been following me around us and I didn't even notice. What kind of...
But that wasn't your fault.
I'm scared.
Aww. It's okay to be scared, Twi.
Thanks to all of you, I've learned a month less scared with my friends.
If we're facing impossible odds, we're facing them together. It's what we always do, Johnny. We're on our own. We have no idea what to do.
That's true pretty much every time something terrible is about to happen.
She's not wrong.
Elements of harmony anymore. How can you all be so calm about this?
Because even if you don't believe you can do this, we do. We
Aww.
believe in you, in us. The truth is, all of our lives wouldn't be the same if we hadn't met. We're better off because of our friendship with you.
So when you say you haven't made a difference, that's just not true.
Thank you, AJ.
Sometimes even princes with friendship.
Aw, dang it.
Magic with friendship and rainbow lasers.
Hello. That might be pretty good.
Oh,
Still you win. That sounds like the pony I used to full sit for.
Cadence!
Opposite.
Shining armor! And
We
flurry.
stay here to protect Flurry Heart. We don't. If things don't work out, she's Equestria's last hope. Okay, 3 of our worst villains have taken over. Powered up by ancient magic. Every pony in Equestria is so scared and divided that the Wendigos are circling. And it's up to us to fix it up.
Oh,
The safety
Pinky, this is no time for mocking.
trying to save the world.
Thank you. And you've got her confidence back. And yes, they did finally listen to Applejack.
I'm not going to down in this weather. You can magically warm things up.
I don't think we should. This could work out pretty well for me.
You mean us?
The harsh weather is the final blow to break the pony's spirits. Once Equestria is a frozen.
Not really. I think you're just inspiring them more there, Chrissy.
Ponies will be so grateful they'll do whatever I want.
The Wendigos are ancient men.
Here's with the I stuff. I. No we in this, clearly.
We probably should deal with Twilight and her friends before anything else.
Thought it was too cold to use a hot baby pony down.
We don't need to. They're right there.
Think they know we're here?
Oh boy. Here we go. Yes.
That bell has Discord Celestia and Luna's magic inside. If they use it against us, Discord's magic is so chaotic, he's the only one who can use it.
You just can't accept that you were beaten before you even realized there was a fight, can you?
Oh, shut it.
Never give up. As long as I have my friends by my side, I'll put my faith in prayer. Can we get on with this, please? We need to get that bell and get Discord and the princesses their magic back. Rainbow Dash, Pinky, you're with me. Sweet. I'll grab that bell in 10 seconds.
No.
You're the distraction.
No.
You're gonna get this.
Yeah, let Twilight delegate. She's got this. Fluttershy's in on the fight, Lewis. Don't worry. They've got a plan. Nice, Twi. Nice shot. Ah. It's Pinkie Pie, Joshua. Don't question it. Well, at least Chrysalis saw through that. Oh, nice shield, Rarity. Nice, Spike. Teamwork. Yikes.
Well, the dragon's wings get plucked.
No!
Don't hurt him. Don't worry about me. Just say no.
Turns out that the magic of friendship was your biggest weakness.
Wow.
A fitting end to your pathetic story.
No matter what, we face it together.
What happened? Can I open my eyes?
What just happened?
Pen.
Whoa! What? Oh, nice. No. Who is that? Tempest! Tempest in the front. It's everybody! Oh my gosh! It's a whole army! Wonderbolts! Changelings! Everybody! Oh my goodness! And Tempest is right in the front! Oh my goodness! Yes! Yes! Holy crap! Students, Ember, Thorax, Pharynx, Minuet, everybody!
don't understand. How are you all here? That's kind of our fault. You know those long lectures about friendship you need in school?
Whoa, what? Okay, yeah, how is this explained?
The story of Hearts for me. We get to make the Wendigos together.
You really think if we all sing a couple songs, everything will be fine?
It's not just singing that saved the founders of Equestria. It's what it represented.
Earth ponies and unicorns.
And of all ponies, Sambar's telling this story.
That's why, like school, that friendship is the most powerful.
Never would have guessed.
Focusing on our differences keeps us divided. Villains and creatures like the Wendigos use that division against us. Yes, strong ponies strong, but yes and ponies stronger together. Yes must be loyal.
That's my student 6.
I know helping other creatures by being kind and
Oh, I'm so proud of all of you.
but I've seen how powerful it can be.
Playing together.
Oh, I love them.
Laughing together. That's what real heroes look like.
Are we really happy by ourselves in the bottom of the ocean? Be honest. It's the ponies that showed us a better way. They taught us how powerful and magical friendship truly is. We can't let them stand alone. We're their friends. They need us.
How about that? It's just like you said the day we opened that school. More creatures.
It paid off, didn't it?
We totally had it all figured out.
Oh. Oh boy.
Enough! Because of you, I almost lost my way. But every creature here has reminded me of the true power of friendship.
Yes.
There will always be darkness in the world, but there will also always be those who find light.
Yes.
Healers knew this. That's why they created the elements of harmony. The elements showed me and my friends how strong our friendship could be. Together we work to bring harmony to Equestria. But there will always be more to do.
Joshua, I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever seen the show is here right now.
We'll continue our mission after we are gone. Now I truly understand. The elements were just symbols. The real
Yes.
magic has always been right here. And the more you understand how powerful
Oh, Tempest, it's so good to see you in the show.
she
There's that rainbow magic. And you 3 are about to get gone. Good night. And take that nasty bell with you.
You think friendship will save you? We will always return. Nothing will ever stop us.
And a giant cupcake crushes them.
Chocolate cream?
Don't look at me.
Not Discord.
can't.
Pinky has the bell. And Pinky's huge. Oh my goodness.
Maybe I should.
Take that. Oh.
There's some chaos in my soup.
Welcome back, Discord. And yes, everyone else back there, Magic too. Thank you.
Isn't a punishment worthy of all you've done?
Oh, that does seem fitting.
Oh.
May I help?
And they're stone. All 3 of them turn to stone. Very nice.
Together forever. I can't think of anything that they would want less.
Nicely done, every creature.
I sent you to Ponyville. I had high hopes. When you became Princess of Friendship, I knew I made the right choice. But nothing could prepare me for how proud I am right now. Equestria is definitely in the right hoops. You are ready.
You know what? I think I am.
Thank goodness. The first question question, Your Highness. What do we do with all these?
Yeah, I agree, Joshua. I don't think those three could ever be reformed, to be honest with you.
As ruler of Equestria, I'd like to postpone the coronation for a while.
Oh?
Until the castle's rebuilt.
Well, yeah.
There's something we need to do first.
Celebrate!
Interesting choice. I know. But there's going to be plenty of time for all the challenges and struggles and adventures to come. For now, I just want to spend a quiet moment with the 6 best friends I've ever had.
Well, mostly quiet.
Pinky!
Or the beginning of an even more awesome era.
Yes.
All I know is whatever comes next is going to be perfect.
How do you know that?
With you guys by my side, how could it not?
Well said, Twilight. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That was, wow. Okay, yeah, it was rough at first. The first half, again, kind of rough considering how, the three of them were able to do it and get Twilight so negative, but just when you think they have it won, they all finally come together. And the student 6 remembered what they taught, or what they learned, I should say, at the school, reminded every creature of that, and then they all came together. And Tempest was right. I can actually, that means I can probably, I can think about it. I did want more movie tie-ins. We saw Capper, but I can definitely put a lot of check marks next to that. I don't think I saw Stygian. If I did, it was brief. I don't think I did. So I think I can certainly X out villain reform off the list because, like I said, those three, I think that ends fitting for them with all three of them being turned to stone together. I think that's a fitting end for all of them. Yes, and if only, but here's the thing. I gave up a long time ago on Sunset being canon, like in the show. Like I had a feeling like it was certainly on my wish list, like every time, but like I had a feeling that wasn't going to happen. That's a good point, Joshua. They probably could not get a message to her in time anyway. So yeah, this wow, that's a great way to win it. Like that's a great way to win it. Lewis, she's canon in EQG. She is not canon in the show. She has never been in the actual show. Yeah, that's a point. So, but gosh, what a fitting way there to win the battle. Wow, that's a good way. That's a good way to pull that off. That's a good way to pull it off. Oh boy. Yeah, Jovi, I can say now that the way it was won definitely helped. I wasn't liking the way it was going at first, with Discord ended up being the one behind it all. And then the way that the three of them were just, overtaking everything so easily and dragging Twilight down and just being so negative. But yeah, then once they got past that, yeah, then it spiced up. So yeah, then it got better. And then seeing everyone in that moment come together and seeing Tempest, the moment where briefly Twilight mentioned her briefly in the premiere, that wasn't a one-off. I'm so glad that wasn't just a minor thing. Like she was actually there. Oh, Byron, am I sad it ended? Byron, I think this is emotional for everybody in the fandom. I think I'm not the only one when I'm saying that. Like, I think I can speak for I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think I kind of do, and I think we're sad that this chapter is ending, but it's kind of like what they mentioned, what the main six mentioned there at the end. It's the end of an era. But as Dash said, it's the beginning of what's next to come is going to be awesome. So I think that's a fitting line for how we feel as a fandom moving forward. So yeah, it's tough that it ended, but by the same token, I can't wait to see what's next. So yeah, it's certainly tough that we're not going to have Pony for a while, but I still look forward to what's next. Discord has been the cause of a lot of finales and premieres. Yes, I agree with that 100%, Joshua. He clearly has. And yeah, clearly.
We're back with Discovery Family.
Many moons later, okay? So this
I got here as soon as I could.
Whoa!
Full-time job these days.
Spike's now huge.
Obsidians and diamond dogs.
Nice look, Spike.
Nice and easy.
That's why I picked you for the job.
Whoa, looking good, Twilight.
But I'm glad you could come.
Aww.
So, what's the emergency?
Ever since I took over Celestia's school, my focus has been on teaching magic. But now it seems my top student has missed the most important lesson of all.
What do you mean?
Oh?
Let's just say it'll be good to have my royal advisor and friendship ambassador by my side.
Your Majesty, she's here.
Send her in, Gallus.
Nice! Gallus on the guard? Nice! Way to go, Gallus.
Your Majesty. Luster, I may be the ruler of Equestria, but it's still just your team. And you've been wonderful. I've enjoyed every moment at School of Magic. But I'm just not sure it's the right
Yeah,
place
Stone
for
killed the
me.
villains, yeah.
I see. And it's not work. I could spend
Aw.
weeks in the library doing research. It's just that there's a lot of focus on making friends.
If that's your problem, you've come to the right place.
But
Yes.
that's just it. I don't want to make friends.
Oh?
So
Easy,
you want to
Spike.
learn School of Magic and make friends? I was hoping to set up an independent course of study. I want to accomplish as much as you have someday.
It'll be hard to do that without friends.
Right.
I'm not so sure. Friendship looks like more of a distraction than anything else, and ultimately a waste of time.
What?
I know.
Easy,
you
Spike.
a lot together.
Let her explain herself at least.
As far as I can see, you rule by yourself now.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, royal advisor right here.
No, she doesn't.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think it's better.
Yep.
Plus,
Yep, Twilight is Celestia's moment, and she's the original Twilight. Yep.
You know what, Luster Darn? You're right.
What? Friendship is more trouble than it's worth? This is your top student?
Friendships take work, and there's no guarantee they'll last.
Oh, she's right.
They can be complicated. They can be messy. And they
She does look too much like Celestia. She really does.
To navigate. I remember the first time I realized it might not last forever.
The flowing mane does look great. Flashback.
Sure, that's it. I'm just doing the final checks, Spike.
But we did a final check
Oh.
of every room. Twice.
Oh,
See? Initial power ponies. Now aren't you glad we triple checked?
Thanks, but I already read this one. I don't need to take it to anyone.
You love power ponies. You take it.
there you go, Twilight. Keep him in line.
Really, Twilight? We don't have to read the comic. I'm not even sure how much longer I'll collect it. A lot's changing, and I am getting older.
Just because things change doesn't mean you leave everything you love behind.
Great point, Twi. Thank
You're not so
you.
worried about ruling Equestria, are you?
No, I know it took some time, but I've never been more ready for anything in my life. Just because I'm ready to sit on the throne in Camelot doesn't mean I'm ready to leave Ponyville.
Mhm.
When we were all fighting to save Equestria from T-Rex, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow, I was too busy to think about it. But now it's all happening at once.
What is?
The coronation, moving, leaving our friends.
It's a lot to
We're
take
all
in.
Equestria together.
Of course we will, but it won't be the same. They all have lives here. don't feel like we're leaving them behind. What if we all just drift apart?
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that.
Hmm.
Maybe you should talk to them. I bet they're feeling the same way.
Aww.
You're right, Spike. Thanks. Sometimes talking to a good friend is all it takes.
Aww.
So you're not worried about how things might change with me living in Canterlot?
Of course not. Change is natural, like the seasons. That's just like on a farm.
That's true.
I guess
Great
so.
point, AJ.
Anywho, I really need to get all these boxes packed and sorted. There's a lot more work now that folks beyond the question.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that, Lewis. Yeah, Bob and Larry getting married. Yeah, yep.
Worry? No way! Talk about the coronation because they can't. Obviously, the cakes are handled, but there's
Of course, Pinky moving at hyperspeed.
Honestly, I'm not convinced Captain Morelli took care of the fireworks.
That's true. Canterlot is only a train ride away. That's very true. It's not like they're far, far
Don't you
away.
think
That's
things are
true.
gonna be different?
Well, I'll be trying all the Canterlot gals from now on. Oh, they're a lot more, so I guess that's different, but I don't think I mind.
No, of course not.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wonderful work, everybody. We couldn't be more ready. Josephine, you and the rest of the dogs leave now. You should all arrive in Canterlot at the same time.
Aww.
Louise and Hubert, you should go too. Our road's a long way.
Nicely done, Flutters.
Plenty of snacks to restore your energy before we perform. Everyone else gets to ride since the trip's too much for your little wings. We need everyone in tip-top shape for the coronation. I'm glad we got the chance for one last rehearsal. Everyone's so excited. I can't imagine anyone's more excited than you. Moving to Canterlot, being crowned, I can't think of a single bad thing about any of it.
Wow.
Yeah, me either.
In 3, 2, 1, and...
Hello, Wonderbolts. Ouch. Nice catch.
Love Rainbow Dash. I know
Oh, and of course it's Sword and Spitfire, my two favorite bolts, crashing into each other.
Are you sure it needs to be this complicated? Of course. And I know we can pull it off. Sorry, Twilight. I don't have time to talk. We've got a lot more work to do before the coronation.
Darling, change is an integral part of fashion. I myself am considering opening boutiques.
And of course, Spike's got his eye on the gems.
Things must evolve when it comes to taste. For example, I was just struck with a something crazy.
I know, right, Joshua? Right? That is surprising. That's very surprising to me.
They don't have much time to read this, Ash, but the outfit will be fascinating. You see, darling, change can be fabulous if you embrace it.
Change can be hard, but sometimes you got to
There's
adapt.
a little something we wanted to give you before we leave. You know what? I think you're right, Twilight. I should take my comics to Canterlot. We can't leave the power ponies behind.
I don't think the power ponies care, Spike. Just like all of our friends.
All right, Twilight. Are you ready?
I don't want to see why, but there's still a lot to do.
Aren't you coming on the train?
I gotta go with Big Mac so we can go over our packing list, or we won't know who gets what deliveries.
And I'm gonna meet the Wonderbolt so we can go over the...
Yeah, Lewis, I would think those two were the best. Yeah, because Spitfire, for gosh sakes, is the captain, and Soren's like, at least like either second in command or third in command. I think they'd be the best at that.
They'll be too pooped to perform.
Well, I'll be living in Canterlot alone. Might as well take the train alone, too. Bye, I guess.
Oh, you won't be traveling alone, darling. I'll have just enough time on the train to leave the stops by the set for you down. But you should leave now. There's no time to talk if you want the coronation to be perfect.
That's the problem. You're also worried about making my coronation perfect, and I'm leaving $40 now to even care.
Not true. Twilight, why? Oh my gosh, why this negative line of thinking again? What? It's not that, wow, it's not that they don't care. Holy blank. It's not that, wow, it's not that they don't, yeah, of course they care. It's just Twilight seems to be viewing this completely under a different microscope than what they are. They're embracing the change that's to come, and they're excited for it, and you're just like, oh, woe is change. I don't like change. I don't want to adapt. I hate having to leave. Oh, golly. This is the only nitpick I have with this whole thing, with Twilight being so negative at times in it. It's so against her character and all that she's learned. That's the only bugaboo with the whole thing. Just having these thoughts of just Lewis, you like staying in the past? Yeah, I think sometimes I wish that we all could, but sometimes change happens, and sometimes change is for the better. And I think Twilight here is gonna. I think it's clearly gonna learn that lesson of that change can be for the better. The whole point of the season was her getting over before the finale. Yeah, that's probably true, Joshua. That's probably very, very true. Oh boy. Yeah, she had to get over this, whole thing of change and what was to come, and had to be, prepared and ready for it, and throughout the whole course of the season. And again, granted, I think, again, Discord's, although his intentions might seem right in his wild mind, he didn't do the right way to approach it. So, it just it doesn't explain the whole negative, line of thinking here. You feel, friends, to feel that change now since the final episode. I feel the same way as Twilight. Yeah, and I think we have to. I think that with it being the final episode. Yeah, it's okay to feel that way. I think, and it's okay because again, I don't know what to expect, and I don't think really, most of the fandom does what we're going to get from the next movie that comes up or from Gen 5. We don't really know. I'm one that I don't really believe the leaks that are out there. I take them with a grain of salt. I don't really, because theirs aren't really official. So I don't really want to buy into that. I want to give at least a fair shot. I want to give it an opportunity to see what it's going to bring to the table and see what it's going to do. So yeah, certainly we know that change is in the air, and it might be, hard, but I at least want to give it, its fair shot. I want to give it its opportunity. Yeah, the Grogar thing is still, that's going to be, I think, the most talked about thing. The whole Grogar thing, how Discord was able to pull that off, how the real Grogar is stuck. Yeah, that is probably going to be the most. That's going to be one of the most talked about things, I think, for sure. That with that, yeah, that's going to be one of the most talked about, maybe the most talked about, but it's definitely going to be one of the most talked about things for sure. All right, and now back to the present.
Friends didn't care. That was that. Actually, not exactly.
Yeah.
Of course we care that you're moving, Twilight.
Thank
I
you.
can't believe you think we don't. What could possibly make you think that?
Right?
I tried to talk to you all about how I was feeling, but you seemed more worried about what you had to do for the coronation.
It's true. I was there.
I suppose it gave us something else to focus on.
I knew you were worried about everything changing. I guess I thought if I made it seem like everything was okay, it would be.
I was just trying to make you feel better. That way I wouldn't feel so terrible.
Aww.
Before I moved to Ponyville, I didn't really know what friendship was.
Right?
People taught me so much. I can't believe it all might be ending.
Aww.
When I imagine the future, all I can think about is that we won't be together. And literally moving away from you, and it's terrifying.
That's normal.
Me too. Welcome to the call.
Yep.
Aww.
I wouldn't say scared.
Dash.
But just because I won't say it doesn't mean I don't feel it.
Aww.
I'm gonna miss you so much. I just got so thinking about how much things are going to change. What if we don't see each other?
Oh, here we go.
What if we don't stay friends?
Aww.
But knowing you're all as upset as I am actually makes me less worried.
Aww.
You should be more worried about missing the train to Canada.
Why are you so late? I actually thought I missed you.
Oh, sign. See you, Starlight.
No, we missed it.
Oh, they missed the train. Or just put you on the train. There you go. There you go. Yeah, and AJ was actually crying. She doesn't just cry on the inside. Exactly.
Big Mac can figure out what delivery's on his own.
I assume.
Yeah, poor Starlight didn't get to say goodbye. Yeah, I know. That's terrible. That's terrible.
That was also my coronation party. This is the applesauce.
Nice try there, Big Mac.
Snacks that doesn't smart will get you warm after the long flight. I better find a food cart. And I need to meet the Wonderwolves. Where's the coronation team?
Well, they waited, but when you didn't show, they thought you must have meant to meet outside of Canada.
Oh boy.
Just handling the fireworks display. Sure, it's fine. Well, it could always be worse.
Don't say that!
It's Twilight. Are you alright? My friends and I had a few hiccups on the way.
A few,
Everything's fine now.
clearly.
We really are both just so proud of you. If you
As you should be.
all right. It is your coronation.
Apparently the writers didn't have any other ideas there, Joshua.
Are you ready? No! You're not supposed to be crowned without the coronation gown.
Very good. Citizens of Equestria and beyond.
Yay! Yay, every creature there, of course. Hi, Ember. Mwah, love you.
Quite some time, but even we know that change eventually comes to us all.
Hi, Thorax. Hi, Pharynx.
Very unsettling. It's as
Hi, Dr. Hooves. Hi, Good Dancer. Hi, Pillars. Hi, Shining Armor. Hi, Cadence. Hi, Discord, even though it was all your fault.
You look amazing.
I didn't see Tempest in the White Shop, but I'm sure she's there.
The new ruler of Equestria, Princess Twilight Sparkle.
Yay! Whoa! Very graceful there, Twy. Yay! O's. There you go. Yikes.
These aren't the snacks I promised, but it's all I could find.
Well, dash or no dash, Twilight's about to get that crunch. Roll out!
I guess it wouldn't be a Twilight coronation without it being imperfect. Smooth, Gummy. She can fly, remember?
To Twilight.
Well, sort of. It's the only drink I have. Hi, Starlight.
Close enough.
Okay, I get it now. Your coronation was such a disaster that you and your friends never really recovered, and that's why you only drifted apart.
Well, you're half right.
Oh, half right. Oh, that's interesting. I would think, like, this was like Twilight would just laugh this off and think, okay, well, it's, imperfection is basically how my whole journey has been. So yeah, I get it. Oh gosh. Well, I haven't been getting emotional as I thought I would, although the end got more emotional. Oh boy. Just a few minutes left. So yeah, so how's this all gonna wrap up here? How's this all gonna turn out? Apple, it must be Star Spider season. It had to have been there after that to happen. So yeah. Applesauce to drink. I tried chugging cider one time. That didn't go too well. that didn't go very well. So what did I think? As a whole, like, again, aside from just like a few minor like moments of like, of when it wasn't going well, like with Twilight's negativity and Discord and all that. Aside from that, this is a pretty good finale. This is a nice way to send it out. This is I can't complain too much about this. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I can understand, some of the complaints. Again, Grand doesn't excuse the death threats, so I can understand the frustration in some of that. But on the whole, like, there's not a lot to be, I don't think, upset about here. I think this is a really good way of sending him off. It's a good way. It was, like I said, the final battle was amazing. That to me was the coolest, when every creature came together, and like I said, it was the Student Six reminding them all what they had learned and bringing them together. That to me was the coolest part. And again, I mean, granted, the Student Six have grown on me so much, is why I was wearing the shirt, but I didn't think they'd have that much of an impact. Holy cow, that was just mind blowing. And the fact that they didn't reform them in the end and turn them to stone instead was brilliant. Like, that was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I can't complain too much about this aside from a few minor nitpicks. This is really good. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Joshua, we'll see if we see any others at the present time. Yeah, I hope we get to see them too. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be nice, and not just Twilight. So yeah, that would be cool. And Discord had that idea. Yep, exactly. All going back to what happened to him. Yep, absolutely. I agree. And I do get the Avengers Endgame reference. Yes.
Explanation wasn't a disaster, and your friendships just faded away over time? Not exactly.
Yay, we get to see them. There they are. There's Pinky. Joshua, you got your wish.
Honestly, I would have been...
Hi, Rarity.
Not believe how busy Afghanistan is these days. Maybe you could get to places on time if you let me do some of the chores.
Hi, Dash. Hi, AJ. They look a little different, but not too different.
Sorry, we're not the last ones.
Hi, Flutters. Hi, Discord again.
O&O convention where he'd be joining us. I just assumed that since you aren't together all the time now, that we aren't friends.
Wrong.
That's not the point of my story. It's true my coronation was a disaster. Well, at least the coronation is over.
But she wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
That was something. I was just about to say the same thing.
Hi, Glimmy.
I know maybe
Hi,
it
Spy.
wasn't the coronation we planned, but it's good to see all of you laughing. We wanted to give this to you before you left Ponyville, but things got a little hectic. Since you're moving away, we thought if you missed any of us or Ponyville, this might help.
Oh. Oh,
So look at the memories. And we all
oh, what a great present.
is to look back on. I love it. Thank you so much. But I don't want to only look back. Obviously, the coronation wasn't perfect.
You want to look forward.
Relationships that really count, and we have to maintain them. But now that we're living in different places, I'm not exactly sure how. I am. I suggest we meet once a moon. In fact, my first royal decree as ruler of Equestria is to establish this council of friendship.
Yay!
And what a wonderful decree it is.
We always knew that whatever adversity you faced, you and your friends would find your way through it together.
We know Equestria is in the perfect host.
Yeah, we still don't know how long a moon is. That's true, too. I did hear about the Magic the Gathering cards and MLP crossover. Yes, I did, Lewis. Yes.
You're leaving? We hope you'll come and visit us.
They're retiring, remember?
But now it's time for you to rule on your own. You're all more than capable.
Yes.
Thank you, Fred.
Aww, group hug. Aww.
So, even though everything changed, and you moved away from your friends, you didn't grow apart?
Nope.
And this is the Council of Friendship. That's what you're all doing here?
Yes.
This time, every move.
What she means is, this is how we've been ruling together.
And how we've continued to face every problem and threat to Equestria over the years. But mostly, it's how we keep in touch. No matter how difficult life gets. Sometimes friendships can be hard, and it takes work to maintain them. But without friends, things can be a lot harder. I never thought about friendship being something to work at, and I don't mind work. I guess if they don't have to fade away, maybe making friends isn't the waste of time I thought.
Right?
But I've been so focused on my studies, I wouldn't know where to start. That's alright, because I know exactly where to send you. When I started out,
Song.
I thought I knew what I needed, didn't know what to expect. But when my walls came down, I saw that all along something was
She's going to Ponyville.
and I think you'll see too. This is where the magic happens. This is where the
Hi, Lyra Hi, Derpy. Hi, Cheese. Dang, Gummy got huge. Oh, new class of Wonderbolts. Or new Wonderbolts, period. Hi, Silverstream. Hi, Glimmy. Hi, Sunburst. Nicely running the school, I see, of course, as they should. CMC's grown up, of course, and now teaching. Beautiful. Hi, Ocellus. Hi, Smolder. Love you both. Best dragon, best changeling. Love you. Aw, Big Mac and Sugar Bell, of course. Aw. Hi, Yona. Hi, Sambar. Aw. Aw.
every single living creature is something that is real, friendship happens so naturally. But when I used to wonder what friendship would be.
Of course, right from the song. And now we get a montage of all the characters from the show. Aw. Yeah, sunset in the background. That's the only time she'll ever be in the show, in the background. Still depressing. Wow. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. That could not have been a more perfect way to end it. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, exactly. When the book closes, when that's the last scene, it's just a symbol of one chapter ending and another beginning. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, exactly. That book's how the show started, and yeah, and it's where it ends. It's only fitting. It's only fitting that it ends that way. Oh, man. Oh. Well, what now? Well, now we wait. I mean, now the fandom's not going to end. Like, let's just be clear. This is, like I said, that to me is the embodiment of this generation. It's this chapter closing, but here in a couple years, it's going to start right back up again. So, but that was a fitting, yeah, it's going to be a void of emptiness for a while. It is. It's going to be a weird feeling not having it. Joshua, you can take it to the bank. I will react to G5. I said I'm going to give G5 a fair shake, and I meant that. I am going to do that. I am not leaving. I have come too far in this fandom to ever do that now. I cannot imagine now not being a part of it. And again, 7 years ago, when I stumbled upon the show, I never thought that I would say that, but here we are. And I feel now all I really can do is just do what I was planning to do and read what I put together a couple days ago before the finale. I hadn't planned this originally, but I felt if it was going to get a proper send-off, I was going to give it a proper send-off too. So this is my send-off to Friendship is Magic. 10 ways that My Little Pony changed my life. 1, it strengthened the bond with my best friends. If it weren't for my friends Matt and Erica even telling me about the show and that they were fans of it, I wouldn't even have known that the show would come back for a 4th generation. It piqued my curiosity, and I found it on the guide one day when nothing else was on. It was the last episode of season 2, and the rest is history. We would talk about episodes, characters, and convention thoughts for days on end. Eventually, it led to my best friends and tenants, Nate and Sarah, becoming fans themselves. 2, it helped me create a bond between my faith and the show. The elements of harmony, magic, laughter, kindness, generosity, honesty, and loyalty. Immediately reminded me of the fruits of the Spirit from the Bible: love, joy, peace, kindness, patience, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And a rainbow, one of the overarching themes of the show, is God's reminder of his covenant between him and the people of the earth. For gosh sakes, there was even a song in the show called Let the Rainbow Remind You. 3, it reminded me of lessons that we learned from childhood are still relevant today. As an adult fan of the show, yes, the lessons and morals that are learned seem obvious on the surface. But as the show also reminded me through one of the most amazing songs in Flawless, human beings aren't perfect, nor should they be expected to. We are always changing, learning, living, and evolving in different ways to the beat of our own drums. We make mistakes, but we learn from them. We sometimes act out of character, even though our intentions may be right, but we eventually realize the error of our ways. The lessons taught in the show can always be applied to our everyday lives. 4, it made me fall in love with these characters and feel for them. The main 6 naturally became a part of me over time, but the first 2 characters I ever liked, Spike and Rainbow Dash, will always have the biggest place in my heart because they reminded me of myself. Athletic, but loyal, passionate, and dedicated. But as the show went on, I developed other favorites. From Lyra, best background pony ever, to the Wonderbolts, and from Thorax and the Changelings, to Ember and the rest of the dragons, well, most of them, to Starlight Glimmer and the Student 6. All of them gravitated toward me because not only did they remind me of myself, but in some instances, they were able to overcome adversity. 5, it enabled me to explore. I knew that conventions existed for the original series, but I didn't even know that they had started to spring up for the 4th generation. But when we all found one that they did, we eagerly tried to find one close to home, since we knew there wasn't one here in Indiana. Luckily for us, we found one in Schaumburg, Illinois, called Winnie City PonyCon. In 2017, in only the convention's 2nd year, we made it happen. The weekend went by so fast. It always does. But I meant when I told Charlie Worthley that it was the best weekend of my life. I felt like I belonged. I felt comfortable around others who liked the same thing I did. I no longer felt like someone who was ashamed of being different. I was enjoying and celebrating the same thing they were, and I now embraced it. Which in turn led me to 6. It led me to gaining a new identity, one I could be proud of. It's not that I didn't like who I was before. I could only be myself, and I'll always be proud of that. But after that first convention, I realized I needed to branch out and be more open with not only myself, but others as well. As I said earlier, it strengthened the bond I already had with my close circle of friends, but it enabled me to gain others. I started finding as many fellow bronies as I could on Twitter and followed them, along with finding fellow YouTubers and reviewers who talked about the show. Not only was I no longer worried about fitting in, but I truly wanted to carve out a place in the fandom I could be proud of. That led to more content on my YouTube channel. Shoot, it led to the very first episode of According to Spiky Dash, along with becoming a reactor and reviewer myself because I was so inspired by their work. I also saw that everyone had their own OCs and pony sonas, so I wanted one of my own. I wanted mine to remind me why I liked the show so much in the first place, so I simply combined the first 2 characters I ever liked, and the rest is history. 7, it allowed me to be more creative. I've always felt that I've had a creative side. I just never knew how to completely embrace or unleash it before. In school, I knew I wasn't the best artist, but I tried regardless. Choir was my main thing because I loved music and loved to sing, and still do to this day. Everyone has their own talents, and over time, I slowly learned mine. But as technology grew, I had to adapt and change as well. I just didn't know how. But once I found the show and the fandom, not only did it enable me to grow my YouTube channel, but I found other outlets. I bought the merch, the costumes, you name it. But then I briefly dabbled in fan fiction, especially after attending Vivid Syntax's panels at Con. However, time proved to be the biggest obstacle. Between work, sports, and other passions, I simply didn't have the time to complete stories. But thanks to another panel at a convention, I now write and sing pony song parodies, and I couldn't be prouder of what I've put together. My dream is to get them on Pony Radio. 8. It allowed me to take a chance. 2017, I was simply a weekend badge attendee at Winnie City, and it was an incredible experience. But I wanted more. I'm someone that lives life with passion, and if I find a passion towards something, I want to make it worth my time. The following year, by the grace of God and financial management, we all became sponsors in 2018, and I had some of the most amazing experiences that I will certainly not forget. But in 2019, my best friend Appledash gave me the courage to go one step further. I shared with him an idea I had for a panel that I've been tinkering with for a long time, and I didn't know if it would even get approved. He gave me the inspiration and the push to submit the application. Sure enough, it did. And we hosted 180 Changing Character Perspectives at Winnie City 2019. I never thought I would see myself on the other side of the stage. It was a feeling I cherished, and I won't forget it ever. Number 9, it allowed me to meet some incredible people. From fellow reviewers and reactors, to show staff, to the voice actors and actresses themselves. I continue to develop a deeper appreciation for what they do every single time to make each episode what it is, how it comes together, and the passion they put into it as well. For 9 incredible years, I've allowed this show's creativity to come into my home. I opened that door when before I never even gave it a second thought, let alone a first. That one open door led to more doors opening that I never imagined. Now, it's hard to imagine my life without it. Funny how life works. But I wouldn't trade any of those experiences I've had for anything. Number 10, it opened me. Contrary to what Discord says, character growth is not boring. We can talk until our ears fall off about how much characters grow and change in the show. But when you take a look back in your own personal mirror, before the show, I was afraid I would never fit in, afraid I would only have a few friends my entire life, afraid to sometimes open up about how I feel. You get it. I was only willing to open up to my family or those close in my inner circle. I was so concerned how others felt about me, that they wouldn't like me, or accept me, or make fun of me for what I liked. I was afraid of being different. I felt like I wasn't normal, placed in a box, away from the world. I was literally a tough nut to crack. My door was only open to those I felt should pass through it. But because of those same people, they showed me a new door. A door I was hesitant to walk through at first. But it was a door that reminded me of myself. This show was trying to cater to the younger demographic, but it was somehow gaining older fans. Those older fans were willing to take that step and see the show for what it was. It wasn't trying to fit in or gain fame or be afraid. It was only being itself. And as the show grew on me and I walked through that door, it felt like all the other barricades, obstacles, and doors in my life shattered like glass, like thousands of gems hitting the floor all at once. If anything, the show taught me that it's okay to be you. You don't have to worry about what the world thinks. There are going to be people that like you for you and what you represent and stand for. Don't be afraid to hold back your inner you. Without me finding this show, I wouldn't have had the courage to attend a convention, become a sponsor, host a panel, increase my YouTube channel where subs have doubled in a year and a half, make friends with fellow fans and reviewers, pony song parodies. The list goes on. My Little Pony, friendship is magic. Thank you for 9 amazing years. Thank you for allowing me to embrace myself and love myself. Thank you for the fun we've had, the bonds we've formed, the characters we've loved, the moments we've shared, the songs we've sang, the adventures we've traversed, the emotions we've experienced, the villains we've conquered and reformed. Just thank you for everything. I don't know what the future holds, but I know this. The door of me being a brony will never close, never shatter, never disintegrate, because it can't. It's made of the strongest steel of the elements of harmony. And as the Tree of Harmony said in season 9, it will always be here to come back whenever we need it to. Thank you for being along with me for the ride. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you to everyone involved with the show for 9 incredible seasons. Thank you for everything. Until the next stream, I'm Spiky Dash. The rest of you have an amazing night, an amazing week, and an amazing life. God bless all of you, and God bless this show. Thank you.